Indeed. I have Sandile Swana standing by to just share his reaction to the news. Sandile, I don't know if you can hear, so very good afternoon to you. Quite interesting developments that we're getting now. Just your reaction to the imminent announcement that we're all expecting of John Steenhuisen not standing for the upcoming elective conference.
Thank you, Mfundo, and good day to your viewers. This is a most welcome development, the departure of John Steenhuisen, given that he has a pile of scandals long before he took over the national leadership, and he has continued to be surrounded by scandal. And now, of late, not only did he have a big fight with Dion George, but the reports do say that now even the big boss of the DA, Helen Zille, is not satisfied with Steenhuisen. But if indeed Gordon Hill-Lewis were to take over, it would be a bit of an upgrade indeed.
I do want us to talk on his candidacy because there are a number of names that are also being bandied about beyond Jordan Hill-Lewis. But I still want to talk on the Steenhuisen aspect now, because there were always murmurs, Mr. Swana, of quite pronounced differences over policy. Was it not somewhat inevitable, though, that they would reach this kind of a point? Because some have always argued that sending a leader who is essentially the custodian of policy to government would somewhat compromise you, because in government there are many concessions to make.
Well, from the start, I mean, it took us a bit of doing to get to a place where we had a national government, even in some provinces, a provincial government that was just dominated by one political party. And we're now back to where we started, where if you are representing any political party, you are going to have to gravitate towards a shared national consensus, or what some call the sufficient consensus. So that issue is neither here nor there as far as I'm concerned. You need consensus builders in South Africa going forward, hopefully innovative consensus builders. But there are problems. I think that right now, Steenhuisen has not been able to appeal to the agricultural sector. I don't think he's got any background in agriculture and actual farming on the ground in South Africa. And there are sensitive issues that are going on there that would have needed somebody who's very close to the ground and perhaps who grew up in an agricultural environment and maybe studied the discipline or worked in that discipline at some point, one way or the other. He's a city boy. He loves the soft life in the suburbs and all that. He is now in conflict with the farmers in South Africa.
But could we really confine it to his suitability in his government portfolio, or again bring it to the political party? Because this is going to be an internal elective conference. And again, there are those that still talk about policy, that it cannot be overlooked. It's significant. And as you say, if you've got a coalition government here, most certainly even a Jordan Hill-Lewis, if he were to actually raise his hand, would have to be somebody that goes in there knowing that there might be concessions made. And if they look at their core constituency, there are many things that they differ significantly, perhaps with the African National Congress. So would it not be setting up any DA leader for failure if they don't have the honest conversation among themselves that some of what is their wish list might not be realized when they go into government?
Well, I don't know about that. You see, there are problems. Some of these problems are tribal problems, honestly, because part of, in as far as I understand, I understood it at the time when they got rid of my money, was also the issue that you need a white leader. And then there were rumors recently that they want an Afrikaans leader. We are nowhere near that as we speak today. And I don't think it's about that, because the Western Cape has got a diversified range. I mean, South Africa, the farming community, let me put it this way. The farming community in South Africa is diverse. You have English-speaking as well as Afrikaans-speaking. The person must know the subject. The DA is a white party. Let's be clear about that in the first place. And there is a strong agricultural farm-type lobby within that. Then we have the commercial and industrial lobby within that. So all those issues need to be there. The issue of policy is neither here nor there. Nobody, I mean, Ramaphosa runs around saying ANC policy this, ANC. There is no such a thing. policy is negotiated at the table, then the person needs to know what's best for the country and also their own ideological stance. So at this point in time, there has been a no jobs, basically, policy going on in South Africa for a long time. And the white population seems to be comfortable with that one way or the other. So I think this policy issue is being overemphasized.
Now, the elective conference of the Democratic Alliance is in 2 months' time. This is a very crucial year. It's the year of local government elections. There is a framing of what we're seeing now. We've seen even yesterday an interview that we're actually going to play a clip of, where Helen Zille and everybody in the Democratic Alliance is trying to almost confine this to a leader who probably will not stand, but not necessarily that there is a fracture within the Democratic Alliance. Do you see what is unfolding now possibly impacting the Democratic Alliance into the local government elections to the benefit of FF Plus yet again?
No, I think they are rescuing the situation in terms of the right-wing politics. And these right-wing politics for the time being are about the interest of the Boer, the interest of the actual farmers, the agricultural community. I think the DA has got full capability to attend to that within a short space of time. I am not worried about that. I think they've got the capability to do that. We must not run away from the fact that there is a degree to which, from a national perspective, the issues around the agricultural, the management of agriculture, the management of our environment and natural resources is a controversial issue right now. And the DA is not going to make that decision alone as to what happens to those resources and to agriculture. But you do need people who are savvy, people who are well-informed. Let me add this. In South Africa, you should not struggle too much with agricultural policy, for instance, and any other policy. You have the University of Stellenbosch, you have the University of Pretoria, which are leading in agriculture. So you can get that clarity. I mean, and I'm emphasizing this because Thabo Mbeki's legacy remained tented around HIV, whilst he had done a lot of other good things. And this may well be, agriculture may well be the nemesis or the place, the hill where Steenhuisen dies.
Mr. Swana, thank you very much for your insights and analysis this afternoon. That's political analyst Sandile Swana there, just giving us his take on this developing story of an imminent announcement by DA leader John Steenhuisen of his exit from the Democratic Alliance, or better phrased, that he will not be standing for the upcoming elective conference. Mpho, still quite the big story. I understand that Zwandile Mbeje is now on the line to just give us his take.